Prime Minister Mr. Andrew has been sworn in once more to run the country for the next 4 years. Hi again and welcome. This is Links W7 TV. Let's talk, and we'll have the details of this to come on the program. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. So Mr. Andrew was sworn in yesterday as Prime Minister once more to run the country for the next 4 years. This did not take the usual fashion at the ceremony that would have normally been held at King's House. Instead, it was held in the confines of King's House itself, which saw only 32 people being allowed to attend based on the spread of the COVID virus. So the Prime Minister is now sworn in once more, and this took effect yesterday afternoon at a ceremony that was held. We're going to give you some update of what the Prime Minister had to say about the whole entire proceeding and some restrictive measures that also been implemented by the Prime Minister as it relates to the spread of the COVID virus. So the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, Mr. Andrew was sworn in yesterday afternoon as Prime Minister of Jamaica. The 48-year-old politician last week led Jamaica Labour Party to a 48 to 15 seat win in Jamaica's 18th general election since universal adult suffrage in 1944. So due to the restriction around the COVID-19 spread and the swirling rate of the number of positive cases, as I've said before, only 32 people were hosted in the banquet at King's House, and this was based on the rapid spread and a rise in the number of positive cases currently on the island. This was the third time that Andrew is being sworn in to lead the country. In 2011, he was sworn in as Prime Minister following the resignation of former Prime Minister Bruce Golding, and in 2016, he was elected for the first time when the Jamaica Labour Party won the general election with a 32 to 31 seat victory over the People's National Party. Shortly after receiving the instrument of appointment from the Governor General, Sir Patrick Allen, the Prime Minister stressed that there is no holiday period for the government as he has already started to work, he stated. In the swearing-in speech, the Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew outlined the way to recovery as it relates to the greater emphasis being placed on digitization and boosting the island's healthcare system, which he said is operating at a limited capacity based on the COVID pandemic in the country. The Prime Minister also stated that he reiterated his commitment to leading a government that is hard on corruption and untask orientated. He also said that with such a large and convincing mandate, the greater challenge will be to regulate and control behavior of those in the majority. So the Prime Minister delivered a speech during his swearing-in ceremony, and this was what he had to say. Let's go over to that on our screen.
The Governor General, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen, Dr. Floyd Morris, representing the Leader of the Opposition, Sir Kenneth Hall, former Governor General, Mr. Bruce Golding, former Prime Minister, Honorable Chief Justice, my fellow Jamaicans, good evening. There is no certain victory. So we must work diligently in the people's behalf and place our faith in God, that He would reward our efforts according to His judgment and grace. So I say, to God be the glory. All that we have achieved and all that we ever hope to achieve, we give God thanks. In 2016, you, the people, entrusted your hopes and dreams to us. We did not bury them. With industry, enterprise, and partnership, we set about fulfilling your dreams and keeping your hope alive. There is still much more work to be done. I am humbled and honored that the people of Jamaica have seen it fit to give me an opportunity to once more be the chief steward of their affairs. Thank you for your vote and support. And I commit once again to use every fiber of my being and all the energy of my spirit for the advancement, fulfillment, and prosperity of the people of Jamaica. The health and economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is ubiquitous in our daily life and will be that way for some time. We have been very
there you have
strategic.
it. That was Mr. Andrew Holness as he was giving his sworn-in statement. The Prime Minister also reiterated that the government is on a mission right now and that no princess or princesses were elected in order to run the country, and that the government now have a mandate in order to please the people and is at work as usual for the government. The Prime Minister stated that he has already been in office and he is ready and hit the ground running. But during the spread and the whole entire thing of the COVID-19 virus, when we look on what transpired as it relates to the general election and how everything played out, I'm very concerned that the government or the leader himself hosted that election in such a pandemic. And when we look on how the situation played out with the supporters of both political parties being out there in the public domain and the matter of which social distance were being maintained, it's a cause for concern. When we look on the current spike in the number of positive cases, it was very unbelievable that the government hosted a general election in such a time when we look on what is going on around the world. And with this said, when we look on the campaign trail and whole entire celebration process of the election, and based on the speech that the Prime Minister did, it was very clear that the government had a mission and they executed that mission. Now they have stated that the country is going to be on a stricter and tighter lockdown measure based on the fact that they contemplated the whole entire thing out and they foresee what's to come based on the pandemic and the spread of the virus. And now they're stating that they have local transmission within the communities. That is a cause for concern as well. But as it stands right now, the Prime Minister is sworn in to lead the country for the next 4 years. And I know that this is going to be a difficult task for him with what the country is faced with based on this pandemic right now. It's very sad to see that the government did not really put the people first, because I believe this was very unthought of in you hosting election in such a difficult time of this pandemic. But what can I say? What is done is done, and if the damage is already been done, then we just have to brace ourselves for the worst. But he was sworn in as Prime Minister, and we just have to just wait and see what's to come from the whole entire proceeding from here on. So we'll just continue to just keep you up to date with what's going on as it relates to the swearing in ceremony, plus also the spread of this COVID virus on the island and what's been up with everything else as it relates to local and international news and entertainment, and also just what's going on around the world. So this has been Links WSM TV Let's Talk, and we're out for this one. Peace out. Have a blessed and productive day.